Welcome to the channel. My name is Matthias. Today we're going to talk about Uncanny X-Men issues 120 and 121, written by the legendary Chris Claremont, and killer art by John Byrne. And in this particular story arc, we're going to get the first appearance of Alpha Flight as a team. Vindicator, the team leader, had already made his first appearance. I don't remember the specific issue, so I'm going to have to look it up when I edit this video. He had gone to the United States to try to capture Wolverine, bring him back to Canada. Because during this time, all we know is that Wolverine had worked with the Canadian government, and it seems like he's almost like state property. So in this story, we have the X-Men. They're returning from Japan, and their charter flight is overflying Canadian territory. The Canadian government gets wind of this, and they put into motion Alpha Flight to try to stop the X-Men and capture Wolverine. We have Talisman use his mystical powers to create this freak storm that forces the X-Men's flight to land in Canadian territory. It's pretty interesting that during this time and between two story arcs, we have Storm not being able to control or stop a storm. She's still learning how to control her powers during this time. And it's fascinating to see this evolution because nowadays Storm is crazy OP. She can even control the weather on other planets, even in outer space. So the X-Men, thanks to the Storm, they have no other option but they have to make an emergency landing. They're forced to land in a Canadian city, which for the life of me, I can't find the name in the story. I looked all over the place in the story. I know it's mentioned, but I just can't find the name of the city. But the thing is, the X-Men land, and they're confronted right on the runway by Vindicator. Sorry, I actually meant Guardian, but I think the character went by both of these code names in different eras, stuff like that. But the thing is, he gives the X-Men an ultimatum, tells them, look, I want Wolverine, I want him now. Now, the thing is that the X-Men are on a pretty big jet. It's a 747, and they're deliberating what they're going to do, how they're going to deal with the situation when out of nowhere, one of the members of Alpha Flight, Sasquatch, grabs the entire airliner, throws it against a hangar at the airport. This is incredibly reckless. Obviously, the jet explodes, and there's total disregard for the lives of the X-Men and also the crew of this plane. The thing is, Guardian totally freaks out with Sasquatch. He's like, bro, what the hell did you do? Only God knows how many innocent people you've possibly killed, and there's an immense destruction of public property. He starts searching through the rubble to see if he can find any survivors, and also, obviously, their target, Wolverine. So what happens is X-Men and company, because Misty Knight and Colin Wynn were with them during this time, they escape the wreckage, and they slip into the city. They each go their separate ways, trying to be able to hide better amongst the local population. Little that they know is that the rest of Alpha Flight is also searching the city. Nightcrawler actually gets taken down by Northstar and Aurora to catch him off guard. He's actually captured and taken as a hostage. Guardian's able to find some of the X-Men in a local shopping mall and actually confronts them, totally surrounded by people. And he actually gets blasted out of the building by Storm. Wolverine gets blindsided and clobbered by Sasquatch. So what happens is the X-Men want to find their captured comrades. They hunt through the whole city. Alpha Flight actually stages this whole situation in the middle of a stadium with no one. It's like the first time they're acting responsibly. There we get a verbal confrontation between Cyclops and Guardian. But obviously something happens that leads to everyone going into battle. I think Colossus freaks out when he sees Northstar sort of getting into position. He thinks he's going to try to blindside Cyclops, so he makes his move first. Now we get a no-holds-barred battle between both teams. It's actually very well done. And the thing is that Wolverine doesn't want his friends to be hurt because the members of Alpha Flight, they're all pretty powerful. So what happens is Wolverine turns himself over voluntarily to Alpha Flight. He wants to stop the battle. Cyclops really wants to talk him out of it, but Wolverine's like, look, this is my responsibility. I have to do this. So Wolverine gets into this police vehicle. He's shuttled away. The X-Men are permitted to leave Canada. They're given this charter flight. And to their total and utter surprise, Wolverine is on the flight. He just tells the X-Men, yeah, I was able to escape. They fly out of Canada, and Alpha Flight never appears again, or at least for a real long time in the X-Men series. There's no mention that they realized that he escaped. Nothing. It's pretty surprising that Chris Claremont did something that just undermines his whole story. This was a complete waste of time. I guess this is worth it because you get the first appearance of all these characters from Alpha Flight, but outside of that, wow, I'm astounded. So we're going to leave this video here. I hope you guys liked it. See you guys next time. Bye.